Hello guys, back again, and this time we're going to talk about the 3DS. Now, one of the interesting things to me that didn't have much in last generation that should have happened last generation was, honestly, games didn't get price reductions or aka greatest hits, which were, in a sense, a price reduction, just with a slightly different cover. That last generation was the generation where prices stayed the same. And in a sense, I think it hurt the game industry as a whole. You go back to the PlayStation 2, one era, N64, whatever console you liked back then. When games hit a certain level, they hit the greatest hits mark. And a year after the game came out, usually the greatest hits come out because it sold a lot. And then the game would, rack up even a bunch more sales because a lot of people waited. The game was cheaper, and boom, they went out and bought it. That was something missing this last generation. Now, granted, you could say that, hey, 6 months, 3 months after a game came out, if it did bad, retail would immediately drop that price of the game down to what would have been greatest hit price level. And they only did it because there were no greatest hits coming out. And they wanted to move games off the shelf. Even if they took a loss, they just wanted to get it out of the store. That's what a lot of retail does. When something isn't selling and they need to get rid of it, they'll lower the price to just get it out the door. Well, Nintendo has announced it's cutting the price of 5 of its Nintendo 3DS games. And these are 5 games that, quite frankly, are the top selling games on the system. And it only makes sense that they drop the price. In a sense, they're not called the greatest hits. They're just dropping the price of the game on retail and digital to $29.99 from the normal price of $39.99. So basically, it's a $10 price decrease. Beginning April 22nd, 3D owners can get Animal Crossing, New Leaf, Donkey Kong Country Returns, 3D, Mario Kart 7, New Super Mario Bros. 2, and Super Mario 3D Land at this new discounted price at both retail and digital. Now, and according to Nintendo, while you talk about numbers, Mario Kart 7, New Super Mario Bros. 2, and Super Mario Land 3D are the 3 top selling games all time on the 3DS in the U.S., with each selling more than 2.15 million copies in both physical and digital editions. And additionally, of course, Nintendo notes that all 5 titles that they're discounting have sold combined 9 million sales through both retail and digital. It's kind of interesting to talk about Nintendo with digital, but the digital, they are doing digital, and it is becoming a thing. So here you go. They've lowered the price of 5 titles. Now, here's where your argument be. When a system does incredibly well like this, they're able to discount the prices of games, and they will sell more because there's such a big base on this console. The argument could be made for Nintendo, and I'm not ripping on Nintendo about this, that whatever titles are really high, whatever high-selling titles are on the Wii U, if they lowered the price, that would spark more game sales on the Wii U. Now, the thing with the Wii U is console sales. I'm not getting all that. But, again, they're lowering the price in these 5 games. Ironically enough, I have, New Leaf, I have Mario Kart 7, and I have New Super Mario Bros. 2. Still need to get Donkey Kong Country Returns because I really want to play that on 3DS. I do own it on the Wii. So what do you think about Nintendo discounting these prices? Again, I hope this is a trend for them. I hope they do more discounting. I think this is something that only helps your system with sales and only helps more people play your games. And this is something that, quite honestly, when it comes to the PS4 and the Xbox One, when they hit their year mark of that console, whatever their highest selling games are, they should be discounting those games. That only will allow more people to may want to try the games or get the console, because, again, what gets people to buy your console is wanting to play the games. And sometimes the price is a big difference, right? The 3DS games are not a full $60 retail like, obviously, the next-gen consoles are. But a $10 discount is a $10 discount. And so, if you own a 3DS, would you be looking to get one of these 5 titles once they're discounted April 22nd? In digital or physical copy? Again, for me, it definitely, I'm looking at it going, wow. It makes me think, because articles like this are good for me, because I think, wow, I never picked up these 2 games, and I forgot about them, and I really should look into getting them down the road. And this only brings more attention to these titles. Granted, these are all Nintendo titles. I hope down the road Nintendo expands this to non-Nintendo titles that have sold very well in the 3DS, and they kind of get a price cut. And it never makes any sense to me why someone who publishes games wouldn't do this, because It only, after a year the game's been out, because it only helps bring attention back to that game. It only helps possibly, lead to more sales with no real cost to you, honestly. But anyway, what do you guys think of this, guys? And like always, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.